Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Carissa and you are watching Carissa's Chronicles. So today we will be discussing a failed television show and why I believe the television show failed and only had one season. So, a description of the show. The show is called The Society and it was produced by Netflix itself. The show it was a dystopian type story about a group of high schoolers going on a camping trip. But as they were leaving for this camping trip, something mysterious, maybe magical, maybe not, you don't find out what happens. But something happens and it causes all the adults in the town to disappear. So it's only the teenagers left to take care of themselves. Some of the main characters include Allie Pressman. She was the main character that it revolved around. Also, you had Kelly Aldrich, Garrett Visor, Campbell Elliott, and many more of the high school students. There was 10 episodes when it aired back in 2019. And surprisingly, even though the show only had one season, it had a 7.1 rating out of 10 on IMDb, which tells me it should be a decent show, but we'll soon discuss what might have happened. And I picked the show because personally, I really liked the show, and I found it interesting how they just completely left the show open for interpretation without including any information about how or why the parents and everyone disappeared. So, analysis. I think some specific problems about this show was that it went really slow. There wasn't anything like any action or anything really keeping the watchers drawn into it. So it didn't really have that going for it. It also being a dystopians were very popular back in the early 2010s. With like The Hunger Games and Maze Runner and Divergent, but it kind of died off after all that, so having it be a dystopian kind of mimicked that, but people are growing tired of hearing the same story, so that could be a reason why it failed. So, interpretation. I do believe the program failed because of that. I believe with having a similar story to other stories, kind of like Divergent, Hunger Games, and even Lord of the Flies, if you want to go back that far, all follows like children having to deal with some type of messed up society that happened, except this show didn't tell you why their society got messed up, which I think also caused the show to fail. I think by not telling anyone watching the show that the parents disappeared for X reason, it really just made viewers not care to watch it. Since there wasn't any like action or anything keeping it going, there wasn't any appeal to keep watching the show. And evaluation. So I personally thought the show I'd honestly give it probably around a 7 out of 10 rating myself as well. I think some things that made the show good were the storyline. I liked how all the parents disappeared. I found that interesting how the kids had to try and figure that out. But I think that was also a setback since they never got to explain themselves as to why they disappeared. I also think it failed because it didn't really have much, like there would be a lot of slow points in the show, and then the acting wasn't too great since it was a bunch of teenagers. It seemed kind of like if you took non-acting students and made them act for like a play or something. It kind of seemed like that. But besides that, I feel like the show itself was good. I don't think Netflix will pick the show back up, mainly because it was a Netflix show, and if they canceled it, why would they continue their own show that they canceled? But yeah, that is my video on a failed television show called The Society from Netflix, and I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know if you agree and leave a thumbs up. Thank you.